Alright, and as I promised, just 15 seconds later, I didn't count, obviously, but it's about there. The finale of Act 5. It feels like it's been the longest one, but Act 1 had more races. I think it also just had more competitive racing. When one of 9 drivers could win. Now it's only one of like 5, maybe 6. And the 6th one being Mortimer, probably taking some pretty good luck. Now, Ryan Storm could possibly do it as well, but it'd still take a lot of luck, because that would basically mean you'd have to outdrive at least 3, and the other 2 would probably have to crash. Or just start well in the back. And here we go for the 15.5-mile course, the Nordschleife. These are the times when I wish I could do some cutting, because I would just cut to when something happened, but it's really complicated to do that on a PS4, so I really don't care. I can do it, but like, as it stands now, I won't be done until like, I won't be free from this until around 3:30. And then I still have to make Tier 6, or Act 6 start out. I have to create the driver and track list for Tier 6. So yeah, that will not be, it'll be like almost 4:30 when I'm done. Maybe 4:15, 4:10 if I'm fast about it, and have like a spark of like a flash of creativity and a spark of insanity in there. Other than that, it's not likely that it'll be done before 4. Especially considering I'll be doing one of those drift sessions with the winner's car while I go over a few more details between different things. And of course, if that is allowed to win this race, he'll clinch, so... Or, actually... I mean, if he hasn't clinched it now, but, like, say if he scores... If Silhouette doesn't get... Silhouette doesn't get 4th or better in his class, it's, almost clinched. And that's if that doesn't finish. We'll just have to wait for the race to actually tell us what's going to happen. Okay, I can't really see much from here. I see, oh, Alex. Well, he was hardly part of the championship fight anyway. He's actually mathematically out. So, he's mathematically out of anything, for that matter. He's stuck in last now. Oh, it's over. I put Silhouette in 3rd, and put Silhouette in 3rd, but that in 4th. Put Blossom in 7th though, but I mean technically it's 6th, because I just put my name there too, but... What you want now, Blossom? It's okay. Oof, that's not good, that. Do you think you didn't hit that any harder? That would have been a heck of a way to go out of the race. The most important race as well, because it'll basically determine the scope of the championship with a good result. The real threat of this course, luckily for everyone else, started way in the back. This is, once we get past the, like, actual speedway, or, like, racetrack itself here, the GP course, yeah, Bubbles is going to be a force. Even now, she is already up to 9th. Though the leaderboard wouldn't tell you that, but that's where she is. Gets confused because the professor just also got confused, so... XT3 still leads for the moment. There's a straightaway here, so Bubbles is like 9, almost 10 seconds away from everyone else right now, though. Or not from anyone else. She's about to pass Burn right now, but what'll help him so fast there. But the number one issue will be that she's like 8 or 9 seconds away from them. And this is the last corner she really gets to pass anyone, so you need to get at least around so fast right now. Ideally, she'd also get Gearhead, but she can't do that because the Gearhead's still like a second up the road. And then it's a train of XT3 who leads still. Leads Silhouette, that, and to a degree Blossom through the forests of Eiffel. And we'll spend about 20 minutes of our time because this is a 2-lap race because I'm crazy. And it's like probably going to be an 8.5 minute lap. Bubbles still has not passed so fast. This is really hurting her too because like she needs to get this really slow traffic away from her. But these roads aren't even wide enough to make a pass on so fast comfortably. But who said Bubbles wanted comfort, apparently? Here we go. Had some grass, but I mean, anything worth doing requires a little bit of dirt underneath the fingernails. Ignore the fact that Bubbles doesn't technically have any fingernails, but you know, details, who needs them, right? Blossom is still hanging around. The blue crew, or the dark lords appear. They're not blue, so it's black. XT3 still leads, but that's only out of the idea that he has some handling, and these roads are not wide enough to try to pass, no matter how much faster you are than someone else. If you do try, it's just asking for your own demise in most parts. Call this the Rainbow Road of real life, more or less. That's what this is. This is like Lava Land if it were the forest, more or less. What sort of racing games have you played? I mean, World Race, this is the vast jungle, which is actually much more fitting. That's like a vast forest, but that's details again. Bubbles is clear of all obstructions. Now she has about, I would say, a 15-second gap to clear up to the lead 4. And these lead 4 are likely to change order when we get to the uphill straightaway section where XT3 I don't think is going to hold the lead at the end of it. Blossom could also just go for the bratty approach and just almost not brake and rear end that. That would that'll help, I guess. It just wouldn't be cool by any stretch of the imagination. Be more than a little bit unsportsmanlike from Blossom's end, but I mean that's nothing new for her necessarily in this group or in this series. So it has lost second to that. Silhouette will now. I said Silhouette, didn't I? Silhouette may now attempt to pass XT3. His brake lights weren't really on. No, they are. I'm just blind. XT3 is terrified. And has also just kind of screwed over Blossom. I don't think she'll like that. That being ever more aggressive. But he has the lead, and if he just stays there, or close to there, he's clinched the race. He's clinched the championship, basically. Like, by all, like, for most intents and purposes, that would be clinching the championship from that position. But with his low top speed helps or not at all here. By the way, if somehow you didn't figure that out already, that doesn't help. So Wett's car has damage on the front end. Blossom is choosing to not get angry at XT3, so maybe she's learning, I don't know. Well, let's see what the AI do here. This is a weird corner. This is a drainage area. But people just use it anyway. As difficult as it is to actually use it. Bubbles is also in the corner, so she's actually gained a lot of time, and also this is definitely going to be more than 8 minutes. This would be a 10-minute lap, because I know it's actually 8, and now that I think about it, it was 8 minutes for me. I did this in GT cars. That's me doing it in a different game with faster machines. So, yeah, that'll be like a 9.5, 10-minute lap. We'll be here for 22 minutes. We'll be closer to 25 minutes on the recording by the time we're done here. XT3 may still be in a podium spot, but I mean, really, he's in like a net 5th, more or less, if you ask me, because when you get to the straightaway, Blossom is just going to take that back, and when we get back into the corners after that, Bubbles will eventually catch him. I would definitely say she's fast enough to get XT3. I'm not too sure about anyone else. She might get close to whoever is the victor between Silhouette and Blossom. She might get close to that fight if it's still going at the halfway through the second lap, or she might even get to Blossom now because she has caught a lot. Bubbles is a cutie on a mission right now, and she will not be stopped. That is just cruising Exotica over here. I was gonna say USA, but this is Germany, not the US. Oh hey, the leaderboard. Oh no, the leaderboard does update. This one doesn't. Right? I'm never gonna remember that. Bubbles has basically caught Blossom already. Granted, she'll lose this group again, minus XD3, once they get to the big straightaway that is about to steer onto here. Indeed. I don't quite remember how long the straightaway is, but it should probably take about 30 seconds to get from one end to the other for the braking zone for the final turn of the track. An Audi Sport sign, minus the fact that there are no Audi R8s besides Silhouette involved in this race. And Blossom will just speed past them, XT3, that's the name. However, top speed between her and Silhouette really isn't really that different. Actually, Silhouette's faster. However, they both really didn't take that right at all. Oh God. Blossom was trying much too hard there. That's her hopes gone. That crash, unless Blossom pulls off something insane, has effectively lost her the race. And the championship. Bubbles is stuck in XT3 right now. She's just... I think she's playing the long game. I think she kind of knows she'll get ahead of him at some point. At least Blossom, unlike the likes of Alex at Highlands in Act 3, is still going fast enough to where I can understand why she would keep going. She's still ranked pretty high. She's in the 3rd. And I guess that was Alex was around that area when he crashed, probably, but the difference is that Alex was doing like 40. Blossom can still get to some speed. I do have to wonder if anyone else had a problem there. No one's out of the race. Oh, the Deliverer had some really bad damage. I wonder if either he overdid it or something. I'm just gonna like go to those corners and just watch a bunch of different cars go through it and see what happened. You have some time to spare in this episode, so... Oh, he had it before that. Oh, well, I guess I'll never know where Deliverer got that damage from. Because I just had a one-track mind. Yeah, I'm thinking no one else really had a problem there. I think it was just Blossom being nuts. Oh, nope. Burn had a small fail. How did that get through here? I can't imagine he had a problem. He had no reason to have a problem because he didn't have to go that fast through there. And here we got a group of cars. Let's see how this went for everyone. Well, Gearhead was part of it, so he didn't really get anywhere. Seems like everyone actually kept their heads on, so never mind. And the Deliverer got that damage well before we had a camera on him. Which I hate. It's like the most painful thing in this series, to see somebody with big damage and not know where the hell they got it from. Bubbles did pass T3 at some point. I'm thinking into the hairpin and I just got him on the exit. But does Bubbles have the speed she had in the first lap to catch her sister or Silhouette? Because Bubbles needs any points she can possibly get her hands on in the hopes of, like, maybe that having a bad finale. Though, with the course that is, it's not likely. Unless he gets wrecked somehow. Which, I mean, Blossom could do it. Burn might get involved by some intent or purpose. I don't know. We'll have to wait like another 10 minutes to figure that out. So, I'm thinking that one, unless he blows an engine or something. Because even had I wanted to, there's no way I could get the SDP to that and hit him to where he would wreck his car. Because even with penalties and stuff off, the game still doesn't let you drive the course backwards. It'll reset you after 5 seconds, as you saw back in Act 3 when the SDP tried to rescue Alex and get him to the finish line so he could get on with everything, and took Twin Mill to the face. Which is probably still one of the highlights of this series. Just a random crown there. Silhouette has damage? When? I was not aware of this. Did he also screw up the final corners? That's what the front, that's what that side would have me to believe. Maybe they both really pushed it trying to stay away from the other in that section, and they both just kind of shot themselves in the foot doing so. That is a logical maxim. So maybe that's why Blossom has decided to continue. She saw that and probably noticed his car is just as screwed as mine. But Blossom may have either a hindrance or some assistance following her in the form of her own sister. Meanwhile, in the other, like, 10 drivers in the race, Ryan is completely on his own. I can't tell where Burn is because he hit the wall, so he has damage. Not completely on his own. Mortimer and Alex are following him. Alex is on a faster car, of course, and does not have damage either, so... Gearhead is the governor is largely on his own as well. And then Gearhead is leading Tier 1 by a good bit, so fast with all of this damage that he, I imagine, didn't get on screen. Maybe the delivery guy in so fast had a crash, I don't know. Though the professor is right there. Back to the front. Bubbles, yeah, is making her presence well known to both her sister and Silhouette. I think that's at Hockenheimring at this point. I regret giving him this car. The only reason he's even still in the championship battle is I had to kill him at like in a second. And he's still gonna end up winning, probably, unless something ridiculous happens in the final round. Because Silhouette actually hit the wall harder than Blossom did. And so Silhouette's car is actually damaged more. I wonder if they're pulling an Alex right now. If they're... No, I want this view. Pause. Look how they're holding the steering wheel. Yep. They kind of have to do that. They both have to do that. So, they're both Alexing right now. Let's do a question. I don't know how Bubbles of all people can drive this. I would be pissing myself right now. PG rating squandered and everything. Just no. I can't. And then when you do things like that, it's just like, no! I want to live! Bubbles cannot take the carousel, but will that matter? More traction out there, more stability as well, so she is definitely still there. She's on the outside for the next corner though, but Blossom just broke early, had to react to being there or just let her past. It would make sense if there was some sort of agreement between the two. Let Bubbles get ahead because she has more points than Blossom does by precisely 1, but it's still more. And with this right now, and especially so if she can pass Silhouette, Bubbles is not really out of contention, nor is Silhouette. But with this position right now, I think Blossom is. Actually, I know Blossom is because she'll be at 64 and that's at 77. Well, again, when he wins. I'm just gonna write that down now. Though odds are not too high. We do have this straightaway, and even if Bubbles gets ahead before that, that Audi is even faster than Blossom's car. And we will only have those, like, last screw suspension corners to go. And Bubbles will have to be somewhat close to Silhouette to try anything there. She has to pass him right here and right now. But when she does, or if she does... No, actually she won't be in striking distance. The Silhouette is the only one that can be, if he remains in second. Because if Bubbles gets second, that's 68. And then Silhouette will be 69, and neither one can beat him anymore, so... Here comes inconvenience. Blossom didn't like losing that place either, so... Oh, this is gonna be a scary ride. Yeah, Bubbles, I think you're probably safer there. Those two could just wreck each other over this place. Or themselves, as Blossom is about to do again. Ooh! Blossom's car should be working after that. That's not the gap at all. My God. And with that, literally, that has won the championship. Because Silhouette only gets 4 points from that race. My racer just fell off. Bubbles gets 2. She just doesn't have the straight line speed for this course at the end there. Blossom may get 6 points and be up to 67. That's not a 7. But she also just kind of gave that the win. So I don't know if that's really helped anyone any. Alex only gets 7th place, so... Again, not that he mattered in the grand scheme of things, so yeah. Silhouette can tie. No. He could tie if he could score 0 points. That is 1, and even if Silhouette scores the maximum 8 points. One thing I did think it was the finale be double points race. But, I hate that when my racing league does it, so why would I do that here? Still many cars that have to finish. That was the cheat. So... XC3 wins the class once again. This will bring him to 51 points. Ryan second in class. Should bring him to 71. Mortimer third in class. and gains 4 points for a total of 83. Which will mean that he has clinched. This one he's also clinched, so the championships are all over. The winners have been decided. The only thing that's left now is to do the final race for obligatory reasons. Gearhead needs those points though, because the battle for second is not over yet. It is still close and still left to be decided by the final race. So let us be getting to this final race, which shouldn't take nearly as long as this one did. 21-minute race, Jesus. Can't even read this anymore. I have to erase the eraser shavings. That's how bad this is getting. A little bit. I'm not gonna bother reading off the points, I just have to go. I'm looking away. I just like zone for a moment. Anyhow, now that I'm done looking away, that starts in last. I don't really know that would be a big deal if he didn't just clinch it. And Silhouette gets pulled. Well, you're just taking the piss, aren't you? So, yeah, Mortimer is off the clinch, so Tier 2 doesn't matter as much, but, actually nothing can change in Tier 2 either, so really the only race that matters, where are you going, Bubbles? Bubbles and Blossom and Silhouette are still technically fighting each other. 5 points separate them. And then the melee between Madison, Gearhead, and So Fast, 2 are all separated by... well, actually just Madison and Gearhead. So Fast can't win. Can't get second now either. Madison is 4 points off of Gearhead. Things have probably happened that I've been missing because I've been looking at my phone, my tablet this entire time. Like how Bubbles is about to try and pass Alex for second place. Blossom has encountered some heavy traffic. And that is a part of it. You can tell out of my commentary abilities, basically. That has gained 10 places in 1 lap. I'm not gonna lie, the majority of the reason why I chose this car for that is just because it can come in purple. Which I just think of as that color because of Slingshot from World Race. And very little other factors had anything to do with that choice. Alright. This was necessary. Wow, this race is almost as boring as Zandvoort was. Just the difference between the track was interesting. But judging by the track map, I might just be looking at the wrong places. Oh my god, everyone is damaged. It's a giant Tier 2 battle. Giant Tier 2 battle going on the final lap of the last round. With basically a conga line of Ryan, Storm, Byrne, Mortimer, and the Governor. XT3 is still ahead of all of this and will get another class win. It's way too far away from them to be caught up in it and let alone lose a place in it. Or lose a position in it rather, not just a place. I might lose this place too. I'd be confused too if I was being followed by 5 people. Alex is fending off of that, but it will do no good. Bubbles is trying to catch Silhouette. Will that do any good? I honestly don't really think so. Because, yeah, she might get him here. We still have a straightaway though of decent length before the finish line. And by the looks of it too, I don't think she'll even get him before the finish line, so... Nope. No wins for you, Bubbles. That has clinched that 3rd position as well. Blossom does pass XT3. Some good breaks from Byrne, not Blossom. Byrne is in the blue car, not Blossom. He's done it. 100 points out of 128 he could have scored. He will be getting 104. Alright, so the final tally for Tier 1. That, of course, wins at 81 points. With second being Silhouette at 77. Third is Bubbles at 70. Fourth is Blossom at 68. And last is Alex with 48. Final scores for Tier 2. Mortimer wins at 87, Ryan Storm second with 77, Farrell was the Governor at 64, XU3 nearly caught Governor with 59, and Burn was last with 34. And the final scores for Tier 3. Professor with 104 points wins and has double of two of his opponents. Gearhead second with 63. Madison was third with 55. Then came So Fast at 52. Blue Guy was once again last, but with 49. And then, not really so surprisingly, that does win the overall championship as well. But almost an entire race worth of points. So yeah, as I said before, I don't have anything set up for Act 6, so there's nothing really to preview right now. However, there is this to continue. That's not it. That was Act 4. This is the one I'm referring to. I have this to continue with, though that'll be at a separate time in between now and the end of Act 6. And it will not be tonight. This is already going to be a triple upload from finishing off Act 5. So this is almost like tradition at this point. I take the wheel of the champion's car and drift it around for like around 3 minutes worth of time. This thing doesn't drift very well at all. As I said in part 4, it's also very loud, so it's really like have to talk over it. As I think I mentioned in part 4 of this act as well, the next one will be team-based. Drivers will share cars, but they will not share colors. Okay, I want to end the combo, please. There we go. That gets really painful, as I said before. I haven't really thought of many likely teams yet. I have a handful in mind. I've explained most of them to Keyblade already, but that was like a couple of like example plans, and many of them might have even changed a little bit as well. Who really knows yet? I don't, but I will know in a few like a handful of minutes time. And I have 2 minutes left. Before anyone says like I'm good at this, let me tell you right now, on this game, this is not very difficult. Most other games make this harder. As I say that, I should stop talking. This is why I'm hardly ever confident, because every time I ever say something is easy or not hard is when the thing that I'm saying isn't very hard becomes suddenly very hard. And then just like now, I look like a complete and utter moron. Done! I'm done! Score the points! Fortunately, I can't watch the AI drift. That would be something. The engine would have totally exploded, by the way, by now. And that is painful sometimes. Oops. I'm supposed to explain more things. I've been so focused on just trying to get good score here for once. That was close. Why did I even go this way? I knew the moment it went this way that was a bad idea. That was an experience. You know, this engine is beyond fried. I don't care what you have to tell me. Hello. How are you? Ow. Who would have said that that would even be there? You can really hear the weird thump noise when this car shifts. My god, this engine is so roasty. This is probably gonna be the last combo. I'm trying to screw this one up.